Pass me that monster, Kyle, and welcome back to the Grizzly ENT YouTube channel, and today we are going to be reviewing F8, which, as you can guess, is the 8th album from American heavy metal band Five Finger Death Punch. And let me just say, I'm looking at people's reviews on Five Finger Death Punch's new album, and people seem to like it. How in the hell do people like this album? I don't like this album. Loudwire saying it's the best that they've ever let out, and I just don't get it. Five Finger Death Punch has become somewhat of a meme over the years, and becoming what people call bro metal, or redneck rock, or redneck metal. They kind of appeal to a more lower class group of people in the Midwest, as Punk Rock MBA actually talks about in his video, which I will link down in the description. You know, mostly the Confederate AR-15 toting, Bud Light chugging, all for police rights type people, and over the years they've kind of become the Nickelback of metal in my opinion. Anyway, that's enough because, spoiler alert, this album is bad, so let's just get into this. This song is the opening track after the beginning of F8, which was just an instrumental track, and I'm not really a big fan of it. The song legitimately has the same structure as Wrong Side of Heaven. Start with a faster singing style, and then once they get to the bridge, they begin a guitar solo, then repeat the song title leading up to scream it to sing the chorus one last time. I am a fan of the solo, and it's probably the only thing I liked about this song, and there's also a line in here that didn't make sense to me where Ivan says, "I give a shit," parentheses, "I give a shit, I never did," parentheses, "I never did." And I don't understand, is there a shit to be given about here? Or, I don't understand. This is just not a fun track for me. This track had a lot of hope for it in the beginning, as I did enjoy the guitars and beat as it continues, but then Ivan Moody speaks. Ivan is the writer from Five Finger Death Punch, and let me just say, he isn't the most cunning linguist. Like, you have probably heard the meme of Five Finger Death Punch being bro metal, and I think I know why. Ivan doesn't use a lot of intelligent vocabulary. A lot of the lines on here don't really have any correlation to each other, especially verse 2 where he goes from talking about a demon selling freedom to a martyr. That suggests googling ways of deceit, okay, and then season of treason and burning bridges and leading back to him. Do these lines have any sense? And also, I have to mention that it seems like they pretty ripped off the flow and way that they are singing from Victorious. Yes, I am not kidding.
That's it, I fucking had it, I can't take it anymore. Yeah, I don't know why I'm losing, we'll just focus, keep it strong.
I always hit on by the boys I never like. I can always see them coming from the left or from the right.
And let me just say, I'm not trying to be biased here, it's just, I'm writing this script right after I listened to the album, and it's made me so mad to the point where I just can't get through it.
I'm a little bit dry today, I feel like I could die today.
The song actually starts off promising once again as Five Finger Death Punch goes into a more alternative rock direction, using mostly acoustic guitars and singing in a ballad type flow, and was actually getting into it, until the chorus hit and it ruined the song for me, as Ivan just repeats, "Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, I'm a little bit off today." It also has a very simple scheme where Ivan starts every line with saying something he did today, and it seems like this could fit as a Zac Brown track. Yes, I just compared Five Finger Death Punch to a country band, because that's what this almost sounds like. As much shit as I'm talking about these songs so far, I do enjoy some of Five Finger Death Punch's material, such as Got Your Six and Way of the Fist, but like I said, this was a very disappointing song. Holy mother of God, this song is awful. Like most of the tracks on the album, the instrumentals are what saved them, but then once we get to the chorus, what the fuck happened? He doesn't change the vocal style at all to make it seem like a chorus, and he's really off from the riffs and drums, especially where he says, "All I ever wanted to be is one of the brightest motherfucking falling stars." It sounds like when a rapper tries to shoehorn in a line at the very end of a song, but just completely says fuck it and just throws in a line that makes no sense and it throws off the flow. And the lyrics suck on this song as well, and if this is supposed to be the bottom of the top, it should probably be the bottom of the bottom, if I'm very fucking honest. This song is pretty promising and does have a certain charm about it that I enjoy. Ivan singing on this song isn't terrible, and during the solo, the instrumentals are probably the best on the album. I can't help but feel that this song is a Seven Dust cover. Every time Ivan sings, I feel like I'm listening to LeJean Witherspoon singing. I do like this song, but for the wrong reasons. The band does deliver a solid track and it's fun to listen to, but the fact that your best song sounds like a cover of another band is very disappointing. what in the fuck is the point of this song? Like, I have whiplash from the lyrics in this. Like, it's so generic and throws every single stereotypical line from a rock song and threw it right in there. First verse talks about a celebrity being noticed from TV, and then the chorus hits where he asks his mother, where I don't know what he's asking. It's like asking a woman what's wrong and they aren't answering. That's a joke, feminist. Calm your titties. But there is a line in here that I think belongs in one of those Joker quote memes, where he says, special is a term that they use to describe someone when they're afraid to admit that they're right. What in the living fuck does that mean? I swear, Ivan Moody has the mindset of an edgy 14-year-old / college boy. He also talks about how my shit shouldn't stink. Like, just stop.
Side me, always waiting in the wind.
Okay, we actually have an enjoyable track on this album, finally, after almost halfway through. This is also one of the new alternative tracks that are prevalently most lists on the album, even though it does sound like a Soundgarden throwaway. Ivan doesn't hurt me with the vocals, and it's definitely a track I can see being very soothing. At least the song has somewhat of a mental cage that Ivan's trapped in, and this is probably one of the tracks I can see a meaning for. Even though it's not executed well, but I do enjoy the song for the simple fact that it's different from what Five Finger Death Punch usually does. This literally sounds like Eyeless by Slipknot. Like, they are doing more of this thrash type style and nu metal style. I don't like this song simply because it doesn't seem genuine either. This song has a really unenergetic delivery from Ivan, and even though he should be declaring war, he seems very unsure about it. It really rubs me the wrong way, man. Oh my god, this song is boring. This chorus is flatter than my ex. It just sounds generic, and it didn't feel like it was taken twice or redone. It doesn't have an expression of emotion, and it just doesn't have an identity. And the writing is just as bad as you think as well. You're gonna go and break the mirror you thought was you? Isn't the mirror you when you stand in front of it? If you tore away the tourniquet and put yourself in front of it, pretty sure a tourniquet goes on you and not in front of you. Like, this album just confuses me, and I just don't know how to express my disdain for it. I swear, dude, this song is a whole dad joke. Not funny and is more awkward than anything. Like, he talks about his lost love and the hate he has for her, but he just basically says that he has nothing to say, but that we've become scar tissue. You really couldn't have just said that she left scars, or we both have scars that can't be fixed? Especially because by saying that, you would say you were healed since scar tissue kind of clears up. But it seems like your 12-year-old rage just comes out. The critique of this is that it's very hypocritical and not enjoyable. Dude, this song really belongs in the r/I'm14 and this is deep subreddit. Like, I couldn't get through it without cringing, and instead of telling you what I feel, I'm just gonna say some lines in the song while some guy chews chips in my ear. That life is not a game, it's a song. Know that we've made history. I'll be waiting on the brighter side of gray. What in the fuck is the brighter side of gray? Isn't the brighter side of gray just white? So you'll be waiting for her in the white? It sounds like a porno that I would not like to see. I feel like if I opened a depressed 15-year-old's diary and saw cringy ass poetry, except this isn't poetry at all. Okay, finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done, and as you know, we have a 4-subject 10-point rating system for reviewing albums. The lyrics, which is how the vocals sound in the lyrics itself, and these lyrics and vocals are going to get a 1 out of 10. The lyrics are god-awful, and 7th grade me could have wrote better shit. But on some tracks, Ivan does have a good sound for his voice, but for most of the album, he either sounds very generic, or very flat, or very bored, and it just was not very entertaining. Instrumentals. The instrumentals are going to get 4 out of 10. The instrumentals were not too bad, when they didn't sound like a different artist, but most of the tracks on here sound like artists who have already established their own sound, and it seems like Five Finger Death Punch have not found a sound that fits them. The guitars and drums were probably the highlight of this album, and honestly, if the drummer and guitarist were to just play by themselves and Ivan Moody wasn't on here, I'd listen to it. Arrangement, which is the flow in the album as an entirety. And that is going to get a 2 out of 10. The songs were very generic and didn't offer me any kind of enjoyment besides Darkness Settles In, even though that sounded like a Seven Dust track. They all just sounded the same. Enjoyment is going to get a 0 out of 10. I did not like this album. It was very disappointing, and I didn't like a single track on this. Way too long album. And the songs that I kind of had my eye on sounded like another throwaway from a more entertaining band, and I now understand the hate for Five Finger Death Punch after listening to this album. Adding up all the scores, we're going to get the small score of 7 out of 40. Which will give us a rating of 1.75 out of 10. Very disappointing album, but not as bad as Green Day, as they joined the Red Team. I hope you guys enjoyed my pain, you sick motherfuckers, listening to this album, because I sure fucking didn't like it. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter to keep up with production and a lot of my random ass thoughts, and comment down below on what albums you want to see next. As I'm typing this out, it's 5:40 a.m. and I have to go to school in a couple of hours, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.